doing this selfie style because this car is so precious, they're not letting us put GoPros on the glass, and I don't even blame them. This is one of 4 operational Chrysler Turbine cars left in the world. There were 55 of these cars ever made, 5 full prototypes, and then like 50 kind of development prototypes, you could say. Those are actually loaned out to families through an amazing kind of loaner program like the GM EV1. 45 of those cars were crushed. About 9 or so remain in the world, and of those, 4 are running. This is one. This is as close as we ever got to a jet-powered car. It's not a plane engine adapted for road use. This is a Chrysler-developed turbine power plant designed for use in an automobile. And some of the unique things it has, compared to a plane turbine, is it has a cast iron case. Obviously, planes are meant to fly. They have to be light, use an aluminum case. However, cars don't have to fly, and it's strong enough to contain the shrapnel in case those blades come apart, because this thing is doing currently 22,000 RPM, but it doesn't feel like anything is happening. It's so incredibly smooth. Our friend Todd here is driving the car. He's a restoration specialist with Stellantis and giving us some amazing information. Todd tells me, and I believe him, that the car basically has power and performance on the equivalent of like a 318 V8 of the time. Chrysler rated these bad boys at 130 horsepower, but 450 pound-feet of torque. So, how much throttle are you giving it now? A little? A lot?
Very
just
little.
cruising it.
Yeah.
So, these will go, and one test driver did, up to 120 miles an hour, which would be exceeding the current speed limit by about 100. So I don't think we're doing that today. But the point is that these cars did work, they did drive. Some of the benefits are that you have instant engine warm-up. Like, we just started this car, it was sitting all morning, and it's instantly up to operating temperature. Todd tells me it's done, it's full temp. It can also run on any combustible liquid. We're burning kerosene today. Todd says it's a cleaner burn, but you can run on regular unleaded. Could you run it on diesel?
Yes.
You can run it on diesel. You could even run it on tequila. As then president, I believe it's Lopez Mateo, president of Mexico circa 1964, he did run one of these bad boys on tequila for a stunt. And normally I'd say that's a waste of a good beverage, but for the novelty value, I think it's fabulous. It will also nominally run on Chanel No. 5, which would be cheaper than gasoline in British Columbia today. Inside, you see all these jet accents all over the cabin. See these 2 little triangles with a circle? Those are your Conelrad markers. These are the stations you would tune to in case of a nuclear threat for the government to tell you where the nearest shelter was and who was bombing us. These got phased out, I believe, in 66, 65? So it still has the Conelrad markings, but every production car had that. You have a wait to start light. This is your brake pressure. Like a semi-truck, the brakes fail on, and then when they build air pressure, they release, and you can drive. It does have a cigarette lighter, because it's America, 1966. Got a very cool shifter, and this might look like the turbine exhaust running through the car. It's just amazing design. This design was also done by Bill Engels, who previously worked at Ford Motor Company and worked on the Ford Thunderbird before working with Chrysler. So you might notice a few Ford Thunderbird motifs on this car because, well, the guy that drew it was also drawing the Thunderbirds in the era. So in the end, the cars did work. They had some benefits over piston engines, but ultimately Chrysler decided, well, they had immense novelty value and it did work. The cost wasn't there. Sorry, I should say the cost efficiency wasn't there, and it didn't provide enough benefits over a piston engine. They determined that engineering-wise it was as good, but there wasn't a benefit to justify the cost. And in the end, they crushed most of these cars because of the image associated with them. These cars were so famous that they crushed them so that people didn't stuff a Hemi in them or go drag racing, or cause a crash because the out-of-warranty turbine engine broke down. So it is a fascinating study in what if, and an absolute pleasure to go for a cruise in a Chrysler Turbine car. Very few chances to see these cars in person. However, if you would like to see a turbine car in person, your best bet is to head to the Henry Ford Museum, where one is on permanent display. And even though they leave the keys in that one, you wouldn't go very far because they took the impeller blades out of them when they gave them to the museums. One fact, if you'd like to steal a turbine car, all the keys are cut identically the same. So if you have a turbine key in your house, well, you can plug it into any turbine car you find on the street. That's true. For Driving.ca, I'm Clayton Seams, and a huge thanks to Stellantis and for Todd for giving us this amazing experience in the Chrysler Turbine car.